Hello, hello, pretty makers. You're gonna love this Dollar Tree DIY. I always wanted a tier tray, but I've been waiting to make something a little different, but still high-end and trendy. I also love wood slices and how you can use them in decor, but they're pretty expensive, and I couldn't bring myself to buy it, and know that I could make it for a lot less. As a matter of fact, this whole project cost around $5 to $6 to make. A lot less than the inspiration at almost $30. I've been playing around with this idea for a while and finally decided to give it a try. It took some trial and error, and there were times when I wasn't sure it would actually work. But I've worked out all the kinks for you, so it will be smooth sailing. I had a lot of fun making this, and I can't wait to show you. So if you're ready, let's go make something pretty. Here are some of the supplies you'll need for this project. I'll leave a full list in the description of all the supplies I used. Some of the main items are some round decor signs from Dollar Tree. This will make the bottom largest tier. I also used these lids to some Dollar Tree containers for the upper tiers. I considered the stove covers as well, since they are a little larger than the lids. We'll make them all and see what works best, so keep watching. Another main ingredient is the Dollar Tree lightweight spackle. You're only going to need about half of one container. A variety of paint colors, along with some clear wax. Another important item is a wood graining tool. I have this one I bought a while ago, and I'll be using it for the first time today. But you really could use any comb, a hair comb, or even this cake decorating tool from Dollar Tree. I tried them all, and they all work about the same. For the center supports, I wanted to do something that looked like the inspiration. I used the center of the Dollar Tree Deco mesh ribbon. They're really strong tubes, as well as the bases to the Dollar Tree plastic champagne glasses. You could use Dollar Tree candlesticks for the supports to save some time. First, open the Dollar Tree spackle and add some black craft paint. Any flat black will do. Mix well. I don't have a recipe. You just want to add enough paint to make the spackle softer, kind of like thick icing. You also want to add enough to get the black color and not gray. Now let's prep the base for the tiers of the tray. Using some Jenga blocks, glue them around the sign on the decorative side, keeping them about an inch from the edge, and add a few in the middle for added support. Glue the second sign decorative side down on top of the Jenga blocks. This will give you the depth you need for the wood slice. For the other tiers, trace the container tops on a spare piece of foam board and cut it out. I used some cardboard and really wasn't happy with the outcome, so use foam board if you have it. Glue the lids to the cutouts to make solid pieces. Now, measure the width of the gap between the two signs on the large tier. It should be around 3/4 of an inch. Cut a strip of poster board to that measurement down the long side. The diameter of the large tier will need 1 full length plus a little more. Cut strips the same way for the lids. Make sure your measurements include the edges of the sign and the poster board. You want to be as exact as possible. This next part is going to get a little messy, but it's fun at the same time. First, protect your workspace. Lay out your poster board strips. Start icing them with the black spackle. It should go on pretty easily. You don't want it to be too smooth. We're going for a bark look, so you want it to have some dimension. Once you have the entire strip covered, use a toothpick to create even more dimension. Push the toothpick into the spackle horizontally and twist it a little to make lines. Do this the whole length of the strip, some close together, some far apart. This will create some more bumps, which is great. That's what you want. Cover your spackle when you can, because it tends to dry out. You can always add a little more paint if it gets too dry. You want the layer to be about 1/8 of an inch thick. This is what I tested with. I was able to bend the strip without any problems at this thickness. I'll definitely be trying to do a little more thick on a few other projects. Just because this came out so amazing, I have a ton of ideas to use this technique on. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of those ideas. And don't forget to follow me on Facebook, where I post a lot of sneak peeks and ideas. Once you have all the strips covered, let them dry overnight. This is important. The drier the better. I just laid them out on the floor to dry. Now let's make them come to life. First, run your hand over the strips lightly to knock off any loose pieces of spackle. It should be pretty firm, but there'll be some small bits that will flake off. Now we're going to layer some paint colors. We're going to go from dark to light. You literally cannot mess this up. Just go for it and have some fun. I started with some dark brown. I covered a good amount of the black, but not all of it. We're layering, so you want the colors to come through. It's kind of like a heavy dry brushing. Next, take a medium brown and layer that on top of the dark brown. With each layer, you'll add just a little bit less so the previous layer can show through. This is where you can decide just how much color you want and how dark or light you want to go. Here you can see each layer of color, and you can stop at any point. It really depends on what you like. I've looked at a lot of wood slices, and they are all different colors, from dark to light. My decor is on the lighter neutral side, so I went a little lighter. Last, add a layer of the lightest brown or beige color lightly over the whole piece. Again, there's no special technique here, just have some fun. You can really see it starting to come to life. It really does look realistic. I did add a little more of the medium brown on top, which is completely optional, but I just thought it gave a nice finishing touch. Dry time again here is important. You don't want any of the dark colors accidentally getting on the surface of the tiers. While the strips are drying, paint the face of each of the tiers with a light beige. I used about 3 coats, especially on the lids, to cover the bright colors. For the next step, you'll need the medium brown paint and some clear wax. The wax is important to make the paint blendable. I made a mixture of paint and wax, about 2 to 3 parts wax to 1 part paint. You don't need a lot. Using the comb, dip the points into the paint mixture. Then let the tool make lines in a circle. This was a little tricky. You can practice on some spare pieces of poster board until you get the hang of it. My first try, the paint dried very quickly, so I didn't have much time for blending. But it still came out great, and I learned a lot of tips the more I did. A big trick I figured out towards the end is to add some clear wax first. Then add the lines with the tool in sections. I don't have footage of that, but I will be making more, so I will add a clip to Facebook. So make sure you follow me there so you can catch it when it's posted. Blend as you go with a separate brush dipped in just clear wax. This way you'll be able to blend it a little better. To make the center, I just picked up a little bit of the color mixture and a little more wax and literally swirled the brush. Also make a thick border around the edge. If you look closely at wood slices, they all have a thick border. Now let's put it all together. I'm so excited. I can really tell at this point it's going to look amazing. Start gluing the completely dried strips to the edge of the tiers. I started with the small lid first. Check that out. How great does that look? I couldn't be more happy with the way this is turning out. It's so realistic. Continue gluing the strips on each tier. For the large tier, one strip doesn't go all the way around, so you need a little bit of an extra strip. Cutting these strips worked great. Don't worry, the pieces will fit and blend together really nicely. I wanted to make some supports that look like the inspiration. Glue the ribbon tubes to the champagne glass bottoms. Make sure they're level. Give them a couple coats of black gloss paint and maybe even some gloss Mod Podge. I also added 2 little button stickers to the bases for a little extra realistic touch. Pretty straightforward and easy. Again, you can use Dollar Tree candlesticks or any pre-made support you have on hand and skip this step. Finally, glue the supports to the tiers and you're done. Okay, don't you love it? I could not be more happy with this piece. I think it's a pretty good dupe for the inspiration. And you really don't have to make a tier tray. You could make a slightly larger individual slice and use them as chargers for a pretty tablescape. If you used foam board, it would be a lot cheaper and you can make a whole set. How about using it as a cake plate or a cupcake stand for a bridal shower or wedding? It's so on trend and high end, and the possibilities are endless. I'm going to make another one as a sign for my cousin who just had her first granddaughter. Maybe put the birthday and the baby's measurements on it. I'll post it on Facebook when I'm done, so make sure you follow me there. Who knows, this may turn into a series of tutorials. By the way, I didn't want anything to go to waste, so I did a little faux birch finish on the rest of the Dollar Tree container. This is another look I love. Let me know if you'd be interested in a tutorial for this technique. It's pretty easy and again, very trendy. I hope you saw something today that inspired you. If you did, please subscribe. If you have any questions, leave me some comments. I thank you for watching and keep making pretty things.